Young Joe Biden, 1973 or so, a future president of the United States, but so silly and not so smart. And people were learning that at the time. Wow, who is this guy? A publisher in New Hampshire of the Manchester Gazette said the voters of Delaware who elected this stupid, conceited jackass to the Senate should kick him in the rear to knock some sense into him and kick themselves for voting for such an individual to represent them. Joe, it's just inconceivable still. Every now and then I think we have to kind of remind ourselves just how flawed this individual is, just how tragic this situation is that a man like him is president when the danger signs were there since day one.
As the youngest member of the Senate, the one, therefore, who may expect the longest career there, I wonder if you'd say to us, since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think that the system produces corrupt results when there you are?
Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but thank you for that, though.
Very few people are assuming you're not corrupt anymore, Joe. Oh, boy. Hiding in plain sight, the cockiness. And he took that to his first presidential race. This is a man who has been lying all of his life, getting away with it, never atoning, never adjusting, never growing.
What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly, I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom two-thirds of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Almost as stunning as all those lies in such a short amount of time, the look on his face, the smug look on his face, everything he just said was a lie. He was a grown man, arguably in his prime, 45, 46 years old. Did he get better? Did he become more moral, gain integrity since then? No, the opposite has happened. Even when he got caught, he was in, hey, I'm a good guy. This is not my fault.
You feel you're able to control, to put in the vernacular of your mouth, that you can think before you talk?
Well, I've been in this business for 15 years. I let my record of 15 years versus the transgression that you're referring to stand, and you all can make that judgment. I feel very capable of using my mouth in sync with my mind.
How weird was that? And notice that he actually said, I've been in this business for 15 years. He calls it a business. I thought it was public service. Back then, he was just a clown from Delaware. He really didn't mean anything. And now he's president. Now he has real power. And he brings this chronic dishonesty to the presidency as he sits with his cabinet. I have a feeling, really, his dishonesty, it's one of the reasons why he's in the job he has right now. The swamp wanted a guy who at times would cover for them. And boy, do they need some cover right now. A report has been issued by the Inspector General on the situation in Afghanistan, our horrific failure there, why the Afghan security forces collapsed. Now, the swamp, even in this report, is protecting itself. They try to take shots at Trump. You'll notice it's a pretty narrow report. A lot of things went wrong in addition to that. You remember what happened in August and September of 2021, the horrendous, catastrophic, irreversible, never to be forgotten, although it has been forgotten, loss in Afghanistan. And then Joe Biden, the so-called consoler-in-chief, checking his watch at the funeral. Well, we have this report. Interestingly, the Inspector General points out that he had no real cooperation from the 2 major players over there, the State Department and the Department of Defense. How about that? We're going to have an after-action report in the State Department and the Department of Defense. They're not going to cooperate. But here's one big takeaway from this report. The United States of America had no business trying to train the Afghan military. We did not have the resources. We did not have the doctrine. We did not have, quite frankly, the know-how. This is a completely, radically different country from the United States. We tried to impose our view of what a military should look like on them, and they were just not capable. And quite frankly, everybody knew it. They were never good. They were always crummy. I'm sorry. And our generals and admirals just lied for them, to us, about the situation.
They showed me the positive changes they have helped bring about, the villages they can now enter, the Afghan police and forces they are training and trying to improve.
I think that the development of the Afghan army is on a very good path right now.
We've made tremendous strides, incredible progress in the last 20 months.
The solid partnership has been the thing that has been really striking for me all around the country.
It's fair to ask if we're winning in Afghanistan. I believe the answer is yes, and several facts allow me to say that with confidence.
And we've seen some great progress in some of the operations based, even at the tactical level, on the intelligence structure.
Oh, a lot of military mumbo jumbo and jargon. It's one thing. It takes a really great person to join the military, and we've got some of the best and the brightest, you know, these young people who join. But to stay in and make general, wow. Some of them have become real experts in finding out what the boss, the political leaders, want to hear, and then presenting them with what they want to hear. Happens all the time. For instance, I think a lot of people want, not us, but a lot of people wanted to hear this, believe it or not, from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it.
We don't have that luxury. I think that's clear now to everybody. But keep in mind this attitude when we hear from Jake Sullivan. Made this comment over the weekend. I actually kind of missed its significance at first, but he's talking about the kind of tank that should be sent to Ukraine. All right? We've got an M1 Abrams tank. It's a great tank. The Europeans have something called the Leopard tank. Listen to what he says the military tells him.
I'm glad you asked this question because I think this has been the subject of some confusion. The president originally decided against sending U.S. tanks. They're called
Abrams tanks.
Abrams tanks, M1A1 Abrams tanks. He originally decided against sending them because his military told them that they would not be useful on the battlefield in this fight. What would be useful would be German tanks, a tank called the Leopard.
Our generals told the administration that the M1 tank would not be useful in Ukraine. If they actually said that, and I suspect they did, they said it because these guys told them to say it. They made it very clear, and that's how the military works. They'll tell you what you want to hear. Real quick, the M1 tank is a lot better tank than that Leopard thing. The Leopard's a fine tank, but the M1 is a better tank. Let's go through the numbers. Greater range, firing range of 3,000 meters. The Leopard, same speed, about 100 miles less range. Firing range, 2,000 meters less. It's textbook. The M1 tank is a better tank than the Leopard. Now, what general would tell them the opposite?
I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it.
That guy would. Absolutely. And some of the other generals who are occupying the Joint Chiefs of Staff right now, we do have some sorry individuals at the highest levels of the Pentagon. It really is tragic. It shouldn't be this way, but in a way, it always has been this way, in a way. I'd like to go through some of the other items in that Afghan after-action report. Number 2, the Taliban is using millions of weapons we left behind. Now, we kind of knew that, but they reiterate it in the report, and they also add this, however, a warning that the same thing could happen in Ukraine. Our weapons could easily find their way onto the black market, into the hands of terrorists, and that would be really, really bad if man-pads found their way into the hands of terrorists. Man-pads can be a deadly terrorist tool, easy to shoot down commercial airliners. And you know how many man-pads we have sent to Ukraine at this point? 1,400. That's a lot. And the accountability is next to non-existent when it comes to these weapons. You know, it's incredible. Here we are, the United States, and we're supporting Ukraine and all this money and all this treasure. America, we're not very good at wars. I mean, look at what happened in Iraq. Ancient history, but that was a total and complete fiasco. Afghanistan, a total and complete fiasco. Who the hell are we to be messing around, quite frankly, in Ukraine? Joe Biden going over there, and I mean, we can't straighten out our own wars. Are we going to be much better at this one? I hope so. I hope so. I really, really do. Hey, one other thing, folks. The FBI bragging about a case they solved 30 years ago. They say they solved it. I'll get to the case in a moment, but quick review of their screw-ups. They have messed up some of the biggest cases in American history. The JFK assassination, of course, 9/11, letting Whitey Bulger live in California for a decade, and Waco, Texas. There's something else. 30 years ago this week, the bombing of the World Trade Center, the 1993 bombing. People forget, but there was another bombing, and they were very lucky. We were all very lucky as New Yorkers. One of those buildings almost came toppling down. It was an Islamic extremist terrorist, a cell, who planted the bomb and detonated it. But the FBI, they were tipped off that it was going to happen months ahead of time, and they failed to act.
Last winter, the FBI was praised for its speed in cracking the case of the World Trade Center bombing and bringing 4 suspects to trial. Now, there is some evidence that the FBI may have known of the plot in advance through an informant and might even have stopped the bombing that killed 6 people. Correspondent Jacqueline Adams has the story.
FBI agents might have been able to prevent last February's deadly explosion at New York's World Trade Center. They discussed secretly substituting harmless powder for the explosives, but they didn't, according to the FBI's own informant, Imad Salem. Unbeknownst to the FBI at the time, Salem recorded many of his conversations with his handlers.
He sure did, Imad Salem, and he's still out there and he's still talking to people. He knew what they were going to do, and he tried to tell the FBI this is going to happen. The FBI didn't believe him. The FBI blew it. Next.
On February 26, 1993, a bomb in a Ryder van exploded, killing 6 and injuring 1,000.
I just felt a great deal of guilt, and I cried like a little kid because I know it's going to happen.
That's him. That's the man. He knew the whole thing, and the FBI wouldn't listen, even though the FBI was already paying him to be an informant. It's kind of amazing. They've been letting us down for a long time. We need a total and complete overhaul. At home and abroad, don't you think? We'll be right back.